Hello YouTubers, how are you guys today? Well, I want to talk to you guys about about the different polarized and non-polarized plugs. Well, you guys are okay. Like I said, electrical can be quite, like I said, be fun to play around, but can also be quite dangerous if you mix your you're not gonna. It's not gonna be dangerous. What's gonna happen? It's gonna be reverse polarity instead of the way it's supposed to. Well, let's go ahead and dive right in and show you what I am talking about. Well, here is kind of my setup for you guys. You YouTubers out there that wants to know the difference. Now, if you're a beginner, I would recommend getting an electrical book. It tells you of the color codes and the issues of what the difference of a plug is. Well, I got this green cord. Well, it's a uh, 3 wire plug. Well, your green is your green. Is for your ground. Your hot is going to be the black, and the neutral is going to be white. Well, you can also use the neutral as hot, but I don't recommend using it, but you could. Well, on all of these plugs, you don't know on all of these plugs, so you got your ground, your hot, and your neutral. Well, you think because you can put them backwards, it's not a good idea. Well, I got a outlet, my old outlet. Say, standard old household outlet. Ground, hot, and neutral. Well, you see, here's your neutral side, here's your ground, and here's your hot side. That's the same way on this one. Is a polarized plug, means this only goes in one way. It doesn't go both ways. It has just the hot and neutral. This is not a grounded connector. Well, this is a very old style, lamp plug you can get. This is a non-polarized plug. Means this can go in any which way. It can go this way. It can go this way. Means it can be backwards. But in the wire law and whatever, they prefer the plugs to be polarized. Now, if you have a ground plug like this one, it's going to only go in one way, but if the ground was snapped off, it can go both ways. Well, let's set the camera down on here, and they show you what I'm talking about. Well, you guys need literally, if you guys are new at this, you guys need to understand on which way the wires do go on certain devices. Well, I am going to show you on this outlet. I am roughly taking apart here to show you what I am talking about on certain outlets. Now, I will get into my tester in a minute to show you what I mean. Well, I used to do this. I still do it today. It's still kind of a fun little hobby to do. Well, this doesn't pull out. Sometimes it does, but sometimes I didn't get the screws unscrewed all the way. But like, I just had to tinkle and play around with it, and she should pop loose. Well, I really need to explain to you guys. Now, of course, it does have a crack in the thing. Whoops. Well, this is an old one anyways. Well, this is a cheap Chinese one, like this one as well. Well, the one biggest problem most people think, when you look at the plug, okay, which side does the wire go? Well, this is your hot side. This is your ground. And that is your neutral. Okay? That's what you guys gotta figure out to do the electrical right way. Now, here is a outlet tester. Same thing. Has the hot on this side, has the neutral on that side, and other side has the ground. Now, what does this little thing do? It explains to you. Oops, I have it upside down. Sorry, guys. It explains to you a common, open, hot neutral, ground neutral, common as open, open hot, open neutral, and open ground. Now, I'm going to show you how this little thing works. Well, I'm going to use my GFI outlet. Okay, oops. Yeah, I forgot to pick the camera up. Because I'm going to use the GFI, though, to test out the circuit. Now, this has been built by me. Well, typically, you should have some type of electrician to do this. But if you're kind of like a hobbyist and you want to understand about certain plugs, yeah, you could do it this way. Well, like I said, I got to grab my end here. Sorry guys, don't mean to let you stare at the plug. Well, this is the same way, but I'm going to bring it over here to the live device here. First, I'm going to have to sit you guys down for 1 second. Well, you can watch me plug this in. Well, and this is also a grounded system as well. Well, here's my GFI outlet. Ground, surge, interrupter. Well, when I turn it on, I hear a click. Well, my tester, when I plug it in, is going to have a common. Means it's good. Means it's not first priority. Means the wires are not mixed. Now, you guys seen this before. I'm also going to plug my lamp in, and you can see this works just fine. Well, the problem is with some of the folks on YouTube doesn't really understand electrical like I do. Now, of course, sorry, the phone's going to ring, but the hell with it. Well, you guys need to understand, if you are going to start electrical, please pick yourself up an electrical book. Now, I am going to show you in the electrical book of certain devices. Well, I'm not going to show you the whole thing because it's kind of a long book. Well, on here's the color codes for United States of America's electrical grid in the house. Well, you see, there's the white for neutral voltage. This is a full voltage line. This is not. This is only a neutral. This is a hot. This is a hot. Is a really full voltage line. A white can be used as a hot full voltage line. A ground and a non-bare copper ground. Well, like all you YouTubers, you like to experiment with stuff. I like to experiment with electrical work. Now, you guys have seen some of this in my previous videos and whatnot. Well, you need to understand, when it comes to devices like this, these are both not hot. One's only a hot, and one's a neutral, and one's a ground. Because, like I explained again, you need to look on the back of the screw lugs. This is going to be with the brass screw, this is going to be with a green screw, and this is going to be with a silver screw. And when you're doing with electrical, like I have brought this down, here's your two, one's your power lead, one's your neutral, and one's your ground, alright? Alright. This is always going to be hot. This can also be used as hot. This is also can be used as the ground. Well, this was one of my Christmas decoration cables. It broke and I tore it apart. Well, with this light, why does it have a ground plug? Well, for that reason only, YouTubers. The reason why this has a ground plug, because I'm using a metal junction box, it needs to be grounded. Now you can also use a plastic box and whatnot, or you can also get away with using this type of wire, or a bit more of a different wire. Now, of course, this is a polarized plug. Now, one thing, because I want to make sure that this is off, well, I'm not going to plug it in hell. Well, I'm going to show you the difference with a polarized plug, like this one is. Well, this only plugs in one way. Well, you can plug it that way. But if you flip it the on way, why can't you plug it that way? You can't, because it's polarized. Well, this one is not. This one is not a polarized plug, means it can plug into any which way of the device. Now, of course, same thing again. Neutral and hot. Your hot's going to be a small lead. Your neutral is going to be a bigger one. Now, the reason why you do that is to make sure you don't plug it in the wrong way. Well, I don't know why, but that's just the way you do it. Well, of course, like I said, this has a whole page of good information on this. Well, with a ground plug like this one, this is a grounded one. That is not a grounded one. Those ones are not. Well, this one can only go in one way. Okay, only one way. Okay, but if you snap off the ground, okay, you snap off this ground, well, you can plug this in any which way you prefer. Well, that's the little video I wanted to explain about. Well, please do yourself a favor. Get this book. Get electrical book. Understand electrical codes. Understand the polarity and non-polarity of the plugs. Well, why doesn't this need, because it's just a lamp, it's just a light, why does it need a ground? One, because I'm using a metal box like I am using this. Well, to let you know, on some metal boxes, like this one, this is a new one, this has a little ground screw. You can put it this way. Or if you want to do it the old-fashioned way, you can put the little screw this way as well. You still have the two options. You could probably put the screw here or there. Well, on this one, the reason why this one's kind of wobbly, okay, if that one's why it's wobbly, guys, is because I put the screw kind of in backwards instead of the screw sticking out. Well, you have seen this one, and it just works fine off of the GFI, and it would also work off just a standard household electric. Well, of course, I got myself a screwdriver. Well, I guess I can take the GFI apart and show you. First, one safety thing is to unplug it. See, I unplugged it, right? Well, let's put this on my book. It's not going to damage my book. I'm not going to worry about my book right now. Well, I need to flip my screwdriver to a flathead. I like this little multi-tool here. Well, not multi-tool, it's a multi-own tool. Well, I'm going to show you how I wired this little unit. Well, it's kind of a tricky, but I forgot to bring my tripod again to show you what I'm doing, guys. Sorry! Well, I guess you guys are going to have to watch me doing this one-handed. Well, like I said, this is a GFI. I unplugged it from the outlet. Well, I could have took the easy way and then just done it from those two. Well, you can see I'm whipping off the front plate. Well, typically, you normally would ground the box, right? Now, of course, the box is grounded by the GFI outlet itself, but ground the box too by wire code again. Sorry if this takes a while when I'm unscrewing it by hand or by the screwdriver. Well, I took that screw off. Going to take this screw off. Do yourself a favor, do not do this when it's plugged in. Do it when it's off. Please do that. Well, it's a bit fiddly here. I will show you what I'm doing after I open them up. Well, to show you guys what I'm talking about. Well, here is my cord. You can see, of course, I did not ground the box. Of course, you should ground the box. See, regular GFI, that's a standard test style. Well, can you see, neutral, again, it's going to be your silver screw. Ground is going to be your ground, means your ground screw. And your brass screw is going to be your brass screw. Now, if you notice inside the box, I know I'm missing a ground, but when I technically hook this up, it grounds the solar tile box. But typically, you want to put a ground on. Now, of course, see that's the wires. And now I'm going to put this back together. Just to explain to you why you need the plugs or the wires the right way on a certain device. Well, I'm going to set the camera down and you can watch me trying to screw my thing in. Well, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to sit you guys down and I can remove my book, sit the unit down, because this takes a bit megalian here. Well, you know what, hold on guys. Hold on 1 second. Well, I'm going to take my book and put it a bit higher for you guys to see. I'm sorry about, I do have a tripod, but I'm sorry if I did not bring it down. Well, what I'm doing is now going to go ahead and fasten out my screws in. Well, like I said, guys, what do you prefer to use? Now, I use this as a testing devices when I'm testing lamps or building lamps or all sorts of crazy electrical stuff. Well, I'm going to switch to my mini one to make this a whole lot faster. Now, sorry about my hand being in the way, guys. Jesus, I'm dropping stuff. Yeah. Well, I want to talk about the book more as well, but I'll get into that in a minute after I am done putting this back together here. Trying to show you the way to do stuff. Well, like I said, it depends on the way you prefer to make stuff or the way you prefer to do it. Well, I make this for testing purposes. Well, make sure you put electrical tape around the things or stuff like that. Well, she should just work fine. Well, why can an electrical be dangerous? Now, of course, it could be dangerous for some things. One, it can shock you if you don't understand what you're doing. Now, I've been doing this for like many years now, guys. But don't ask me to, I mean, you could ask me if you need some advice on some electrical stuff. But don't ask me to come over and try to install an outlet or something like that. I just do this here at home. Well, you see, watch me how to put my GFI back together. I am so sorry about that. I should have just done it a different way. Well, more onto this book. Well, this book has helped me in the past with certain devices and certain things I needed to get done. Well, if you guys can understand, okay, electrical is okay to do, but like I said, electrical can be quite dangerous if you don't understand it. Well, like I said, just do yourself a favor, pick up a copy of this Black & Decker home book here. Well, if you are doing electrical, get yourself a test tool. Well, I'm going to educate you guys again. Neutral on this side, hot on this side, and ground on top. And also, if you guys are confused on this one, well, it could be neutral on this side or hot, or it could be neutral or hot on that side. But I can show you this one. Neutral and hot. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of the video. I'll update you guys later on this again. Well, let's turn the camera back to me. Well, like I said, I've shown you the electrical stuff. I tried my best to show you guys how to be safe when you're all doing electrical work. Well, subscribe to my channel, comment below, also like this video, and please share this video with your own friends out there that wants to do electrical. Alright, peace. Bye guys.